Welcome to Next, where we help you decide what to do next in life. All episodes are available on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcast, so listen on whatever is most convenient to you. We also have a free community called Next Free on school.com. It's completely free community where all we do is provide value and try to help you. The link will be in my bio. Please check it out to connect with other people in similar situations as you looking to make a change. Please share this podcast with any of your friends that you think will find it valuable. Thanks and enjoy the show. Hello everyone. Welcome to today's episode of Next. Today we'll be discussing habits, how to create good ones, break bad ones. First, let's discuss what a habit is and how the 4 steps are involved in everything we do. So the 4 steps of a habit are cue, craving, response, reward. So the cue is like the location, the time, the environment, or the feeling. For example, going into a dark room is your cue to turn on the lights. Getting into your car is the cue to turn it on. Seeing dirty dishes is the cue that makes you want to. And then you get the step 2 is the craving. So you walk into that dark room, you crave it to be light. You are hungry, you crave food. You're tired, you crave sleep. And then the third step is your response. So you go into the dark room, you crave it to be light. So then you hit the light switch to make it light in there. You're super hungry, you crave to be full, so you eat a meal. You're tired, you crave to be rested, so you go to sleep. And the reward is you can see like if it's light, and you feel full if you ate, or you feel rested if you slept. The process of behavior change, though, always starts with awareness. You need to be aware of your habits before you can change them. And let's dive a little deeper into the first step and how to use the cues to our advantage. The first law of behavior change is make it obvious. The most common cues are time and location. Creating and implement a good way to use this information is to create an implementation intention. It's a strategy you can use to pair a new habit with a specific time and location. So a good formula for creating an implementation intention is I will the new behavior at a specific time and in location. So a great way to say this is I will read at 4:30 a.m. when I wake up in my bed. Like, so as soon as I wake up, I'll take out my book and start reading. Habit stacking is another strategy you can use to pair a new habit with a current habit. This makes the ending of your current habit the cue to start your new habit. So it kind of puts it all together and just makes it work a lot better. So a good example of this would be my current habit that I've been building over the longest is wake up at 4:30. So a good way to use habit stacking here that I don't personally do, but I could, is wake up at 4:30. As soon as you wake up, grab book off nightstand, and start reading in bed. So that would be an example of habit stacking, an extremely powerful tool for building habits. Every habit is initiated by a cue, and we are more likely to notice the cues that stand out. So if you want to start reading, design your environment so that way the book is visible. And it's easier to build new habits in a new environment because you're not fighting against old cues. Like so if you want to start a new one, make it obvious. It's really the most simple way. I'm gonna use reading a lot in this podcast today. So if you want to start reading, leave your book out. If you want to start journaling, leave your journal out and put it somewhere where you're going to see it and in the place that you want to do it. So the inverse of this is make it invisible. So if you want to stop a bad habit, the first step is to make the cue for the habit invisible. People with high self-control tend to spend less time in tempting situation. It's easier to avoid temptation than to resist it. Reduce the exposure to a cue that causes that bad habit. Self-control is a short-term strategy, not a long-term one. So you have to avoid the time in that tempting situation. So once you got the cue down and you figured out how to use that, now you want to make it attractive. So you want to use that second step of make that craving something that sounds good to you. So it is the anticipation of a reward, not the fulfillment of it, that gets us to take action. So you want to make that temptation or the anticipation, the craving. You want to make it seem like it's going to really provide something valuable, And temptation bundling is a great way to make more habits to make habits attractive. And the way you do this is you pair an action you want to do with an action you need to do. And a great way of thinking about this is if you want to start doing more cardio, right? Which is something I'm trying to do. But I also like to watch TV. So the only way I can watch TV is if I do it while I do my cardio, right? So I'll take out my iPad, I'll put it on the treadmill or the Stairmaster or whatever I'm doing cardio on, and I can only watch TV as long as I do cardio. So this is a great way to make your habits seem more attractive. We Another great way to do this is to get into a culture that already has where the habits you are trying to adopt are already the habits of the tribe, right? Because we tend to adopt the habits that are praised and approved of by our culture because we have a strong desire to fit in and belong to the tribe. This is an ancient desire to fit in that we've had for thousands of years because back then if we didn't fit in we would die, right? If we got outcast we wouldn't survive. So this is an ancient imperative inside of your body to fit in. So if you go to a culture where the desired habit is something that will make you fit in more, it'll be much easier to adapt. It'll be much more attractive. And then the normal behavior of the tribe will often overpower your desired behavior. So even if you want to watch TV, but everyone else is working, you'll probably end up working over time. And the behavior we also desire approval, respect, and praise from our peers. And adopting that behavior will help you to receive those things. So it'll be much easier to adapt the new behavior. And the inverse of this, if you want to stop a bad habit, is make it unattractive. Every behavior has a surface level craving and a deeper underlying motive. Think of like foods now versus in the past. So the reason we crave all these foods that are terrible for us is because they're full of fat, sugar, and salt, which is something that back in the day was very scarce and hard to find. But now it's loaded into our foods, making them super attractive to us. Your habits are modern day solutions to ancient desires, right? Like trying to fit in or eating these foods that are full of fat, sugar, and salt. But if you want to quit a habit, you want to highlight the benefits of avoiding a bad habit to make it seem unattractive. Habits are attractive when we associate them with a positive feeling and unattractive when we associate with them a negative feeling. So creating a, a way to make your bad habits seem unattractive is a great way. And to start a new habit, creating even like a motivation ritual by doing something you enjoy immediately before a difficult habit. So what I do is I put on my headphones and I put on music before I start working. And now I've done it so many times that I don't even have to even play music. As soon as I put on my headphones, I instantly get into focus mode and it just gets me in the zone because I've done it so many times that my body's like, oh, you did this? Now we always focus. So let's get into focus mode. And then, so if you implement these things, it'll make it a lot easier. And then the third law is to make it easy, right? So this is your response. This is the third step. Cue, craving. Now we're on response. And the easiest way to initiate the response is to make it easy. The most and I also just want to touch on this really quick. The most effective form of learning is practice, not planning. So doing something over and over and over is the best way to get good at it and the best way to build a habit around it. Focus on taking action, not being in motion. So just take action, take action, take action. But back on to making it easy. Human behavior follows the law of least effort. We'll naturally gravitate towards the option that requires the least amount of work. So you want to create an environment where doing the right thing is as easy as possible. If you're trying to stick to a diet, prep your meals. Like I have all my meals prepped. So the only thing I can eat, and it's super easy, I just grab it out of the fridge, put it in the microwave, heat it up, eat it. Stuck to my diet, right? So reduce the friction associated with a good behavior. When the friction is low, habits are easy. Just like I said, I don't have to make a healthy meal. It's already made. I just grab it out of the fridge, put it in the microwave, heat it up. I'm done. So you got to make your habits that you're trying to form as easy as possible. If you're trying to read, put the book. Not only is it attractive on the nightstand, it's easy. You don't have to go looking for it. It's ready to go. Many habits occur at decisive moments, choices that are like a fork in the road. They either send you in the right direction of a productive day or an unproductive one. So you can imagine this like a big chart. The first fork is the most important one. So the first decisions you make in the day are the most important ones. They lead you to the top half of the chart or the bottom half, right? So if you wake up on time and you start working, you're on the top half. If you wake up and you do some lazy crap and you don't do what you're supposed to do, you're already putting yourself in a 50% worse outcome. So you have to start your day off or start your habit tree off successfully. And a great way to do that is to make your habits easy. And another way to make them easy is to use the 2-minute rule. The 2-minute rule states when you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to do. A great example for this is if you want to start going to the gym every day, don't make the habit like start off by just driving to the gym, walking on the treadmill for 2 minutes for 2 weeks. Then the next 2 weeks you slowly increase, because the more you ritualize the beginning of the process, the more likely it becomes that you can slip into the state of deep focus that's required to do great things. So you want to just habitualize the start, habitualize driving to the gym. So when you don't drive to the gym, it feels weird. And then after you're driving to the gym enough times, you'll eventually be like, I'm already here. I might as well work out. So that's a great example. Standardize before you optimize. You can't improve a habit that doesn't exist. So first things first, build the habit. Start driving to the gym every day. And you don't even have to work out. But eventually, if you do it enough times, you're going to end up working out. Another great way is creating a commitment device which is a choice that you make now that's going to lock you into future behavior. And another great way to lock you in is to automate this stuff. So if you want to get your haircut every 3 weeks, already have the appointment scheduled, things like that. And the way you want to use this law to stop bad habits is increase the friction associated with the bad behavior. When friction is high, it's difficult to do it. So if you want to start watching less TV, every time you finish watching TV, unplug the TV or take the TV even off the wall if you want to get really excessive with it and you want to really push your boundaries. Okay. And then the last step, number 4, this is the most important one. Okay. So step 4 is the response. And you want to and the 4th law is make it satisfying, right? So you want the response, what you do in the end, to leave you with a sense of satisfaction. So the first 3 laws of behavior change, make it obvious, make it attractive, and make it easy. The cue, craving, response, they increase the odds that a behavior will be performed that time. Like if you make it easy, you're more likely to do it that time. But the 4th law, make it satisfying, increases the odds that the behavior will be repeated over the long term. Okay. So we are more likely to repeat a behavior when the experience is satisfying. The human brain evolved over time to prioritize immediate rewards. Okay. The cardinal rule of behavior is what is immediately rewarded is repeated. What is immediately punished is avoided. So you want to really stick to this step. Make sure without this whole thing is useless. So you have to make sure that you include step 4. One of the most satisfying feelings is the feeling of making progress. To get a habit to stick, you need to feel immediately successful. So a habit tracker and other visual forms of measurement can make your habits satisfying, but by providing clear evidence of progress. So you don't want to break the chain. You want to keep your habit streak alive. So every day that you keep filling out that habit tracker, it makes it more satisfying. I can show you mine right now. I have it on my phone and I have it right on my home screen. So right here, you can see these are my habits. So when I open that up, I have the main ones that I stick to every day without fail is I wake up at 4:30, and I already did that one today. I drive to the gym. My habit still, I've been going to the gym for a year and a half, and my habit still that I track is not working out, it's driving to the gym. And my last one is read the book. So when I do these, I cross these off. It creates an immediate sense of satisfaction about completing the habit, and it's helped me stick with them for a lot longer period of time. And the inverse of this is we're less likely to repeat a bad habit if it's painful or unsatisfying. An accountability partner can also create an immediate cost to inaction. We care deeply about what others think of us, and we do not want others to have a lesser opinion of us. So We can create a habit contract, and this can be used to add social cost to any behavior. It makes the cost of violating your promises public and painful. So if you create a contract with one of your friends that says, if I don't stick to my meal plan, I have to create this embarrassing post, or I have to give you $100 or something. So it makes it a physical pain that you'll experience, or a public pain that you'll experience if you don't stick to your habits. And this is extremely powerful as well. Knowing that someone else is watching even can be a powerful motivation. So I strongly recommend habit contracts as well. These are all very helpful things. And I guarantee you that if you stick to the 4 laws, make it make it I'm sorry, make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying, your habits will be a lot easier to form, and you'll stick with them for a lot longer. Okay. And I really hope that this helps you guys out. I got most of these ideas from the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. It I recommend everyone reads it, and it's just a great book. So go ahead and read that. Um, Remember, make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, make it satisfying. And the inverse of that is to make it invisible, make it unattractive, make it difficult, make it unsatisfying. If you guys like the content, please share this video or this podcast with anyone. These are available on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube if you prefer more visual. I have a free school community for people trying to improve their lives. It has courses where we dive deeper into each of these concepts, and you can interact with people that are like-minded and on a similar path as you. So I highly recommend you check that out as well. And that's it for today. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, or have a good night's sleep, depending on what time of day it is for you. And that's all for today.